Hello, booktubers of the world. Welcome to my first video, I guess. So today I'm going to be talking about Throne of Glass. This is going to be a book review on this novel, which I freaking loved. Oh my god, this was so good. This is the first book that I read in August, and I just was like, I have to make a review on this. So let's go ahead and get started. The first half of this review will be spoiler free, so if you haven't read the book and you just want to hear a little bit more about it, then feel free to keep on watching. And then I'll let y'all know when I get to my spoiler section and my predictions for later on in the book. Throne of Glass is a novel, the first novel in a series of I think between 5 and 6 books, I'm not sure, by Sarah J. Maas. And oh my god, this book has been getting so much rave and stuff on BookTube. So I decided to finally pick it up, and you guys were completely right. It is amazing. It's a fantasy novel, and then the main character, Selena, I'm telling y'all right now, I am probably going to butcher the crap out of these names. I'm terrible when it comes to pronunciations of names in books, so just letting you know. So Selena's the main character, and she's the world's most notorious assassin. Yeah, she's one of the assassins in Erelea. And before the book starts, she had been captured a year ago when she was 17 and sent to the death camps. But then the prince and the guard, they come to retrieve her because the king is holding a competition where he is trying to find someone to become his champion. And if you become the king's champion, you basically become his personal assassin, but you gain your freedom after a certain number of years. So she enters the competition, and you get to see how all of that played out throughout the book. So that's the main synopsis. First thing I want to talk about is the characters. Oh my gosh. One thing that makes this book so amazing is that Selena is such a great main character. She's very strong, she's very focused, and then she has somewhat of a mysterious past because ever since the time that she was 8 or so, she was picked up by Arobynn, who was this assassin trainer and trained to kill and things like that. But her past before that, they don't talk about it that much in the book, but I'll get to my predictions in a second. So I love her. And then this book also has a love triangle, and sometimes love triangles can be super annoying. They can be super insta love, but I didn't have that problem at all in Throne of Glass. Everything was a nice build up, and you really are going to see how I can't wait to see how this love triangle progresses throughout the rest of the series, because it's so good. It's so good. It feels very authentic and everything. And aside from the assassin competition, there are 2 other subplots happening in the book, and they deal so much with the fantasy world. And then the fact that there used to be magic in the world, but the king, he's outlawed it and deemed magic illegal, and nobody's allowed to practice it. But it's you get hints and stuff throughout, oh, does magic still exist in the world? So it's just super interesting. And then on top of that, sorry, I'm just looking at a note card. I wrote down some key points. So yeah, Throne of Glass, I would definitely give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was very fast paced, kind of beginning to end immediately. It catches your attention. I could visualize it. I really love Sarah J. Maas's writing style that she chose, because the majority of the book is from Selena's perspective, but there are multiple points of view. You do get to see some points of view from a few of the other characters in the book. Now, one thing I really did love is that you could tell that the book is laying a foundation for some amazing series. Oh, there's so many great directions that this story could go, which makes it so exciting. It's only about 370 to 400 pages, I believe. So I think I read it in a day or two. If I really wanted to, I could have read it in a day. But I read it in 2 days, and it was really good, and I can't wait to read the sequel. Okay, so if you haven't read the book, this is the end of the spoiler-free section of the video, because now I'm going to get into spoilers and everything. So, bye! Okay. OMG. OMG, the freaking Cole Dorian love triangle. Let me tell y'all. So when she got with Dorian, like when they started like when they first like hooked up and kissed and stuff like that, I really like enjoyed their whole little build up, because Dorian's like, oh no, Selena, that's my boo, like we finna be together. And then at the end of the book where she basically is like, yeah, actually I'm not on that right now, I just want to get my freedom and things back, I'm just like, ooh, when they get to the next book, her and Cole finna be kicking it real hard. I am convinced that the book after this, her and Cole are going to be like attached at the hip, like, because I'm Team Cole right now. If you want to know, I don't know why, but I just feel like something's gonna happen with them too. So I'm Team Cole. The love story with Dorian was like a little bit too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the obvious choice. He's the prince. He's the charming one. But Cole is like, I don't know. I feel like he's like fiery. Like, he has some intensity, and I feel like he could be very more passionate about Selena, and they kind of connect a little bit. Now, my prediction is that, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's obvious that Selena is clearly the princess of Turanian or Tarian. Okay, you know how in the book they talk about how Selena had left her town, and the same year, or basically the same time that the king conquered his first land, and he killed the king and queen, and their house burned and all this other stuff. I'm like, this is basically what happened to Selena, and that's why she hates the king so much, and that's why she probably didn't mind becoming his assassin, and it's probably why she never talks about her parents' deaths who died at the same time they were murdered. She's obviously the princess. Like, she's the princess. She's the princess. If I read the next book and she's not the princess, I'm gonna be like, really? But in my mind, like, I can feel it in my bones. I don't know. I'm gonna reference back this video when I read the second one. So that's another one of my predictions. And also, since she is the princess of Turanian, or in my mind she is anyway, I think that she obviously has magical powers, because at the end of the book, Elena, the first queen, said that they had blood ties, which is more proof that she's probably the princess, and more proof that she has like some magical powers. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with the plot line with Caitlyn and oh god, what's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. But I'm really interested to see what that plot line is with Caitlyn or Catelyn, and see what type of mind manipulation that they're going to be doing in the second book, because I feel like, I don't know, I have no idea where that one's going to go. That's going to be very interesting to see. But I definitely do think, I do have a theory that the magical creatures are just waiting in another world through the word gates. Because when she was talking about how they first used the word marks to get to Earth or whatever, and that's how they originally got in, when the king started banishing magic, they probably just went back to wherever they were at. But since they use word marks, they can come and go as they please. Which is why, like, at the beginning, when somebody had left those flowers at in her tent, that was probably somebody magical. So yeah, I got you figured out, Sarah J. Maas. I'm pretty convinced I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so Throne of Glass was a great read. I really enjoyed it. And I really want to know what your thoughts are. Are you Team Cole? Are you Team Dorian? And if there's anything that I didn't talk about that you want to discuss, please leave it down in the comment section below. I cannot wait to continue on with this series. I'm definitely about to pick up Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire. I don't know which one is next. I think it's Crown of Midnight, because Heir of Fire is coming out at the beginning of September, and I'm so excited, and I will be caught up by then. Like, I'm probably gonna, when I get a chance to read the second book, like, I'm so excited. But yeah, Throne of Glass is actually my favorite book that I've read in the past 2 months. So out of all the books I've read in the last 2 months, this one has been my favorite. So yeah, thank you for checking out this review. This was my first review, so it was a little bit all over the place. Bye, booktubers and book lovers.